Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Henry Okafu here again. Um, yeah. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about 11 things parents do that are very annoying, like sickeningly annoying. Like we just think about them, just be like strangling them. And which parent does it the most? Like among the two parents, mom and dad, who does it the most? That is so annoying. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So before I start, I'd like you guys to subscribe and click the like button and thank you. Anyway, so back to the video as usual. So now number one, it's they embarrass us. Yeah, parents embarrass us in public. So yeah, parents really do this thing that I don't know. They just embarrass us. Like it's so annoying. Like okay, maybe you're in church or somewhere. They just find a way of embarrassing you. Like it is so annoying. It is. It's not. It's not that. Sometimes I don't even think they do it. They know that they are doing it. They just maybe want to correct you or something. But correct us in a way that's not going to attract people to be looking at us. I mean, you want to correct someone in public, you're shouting at the person, you're hitting the person. How do you expect the person to not respect you or expect the person to flow with you in anything you're trying to do? Please, parents, take note seriously. Those things are really annoying. Really annoying. I mean, um, last week I think we were in church. We're supposed to sit down because our church sitting arrangement now is like family members, family members. Each family members has their role and stuff. So yeah, sitting family, and all of that. And yeah. So my mom was supposed to sit close to me. Then I sat down. She was like, "Why are you?" Yeah, we sat down. So we was doing the Holy Communion period. We were supposed to kneel down and pray and stuff like that. So I didn't kneel down because the stuff wasn't really like the kneeler wasn't really comfortable. She was like, "Why are you not kneeling down? Look around the whole church. Everybody else is kneeling down. You're not kneeling down. Come on, kneel down." She was not hitting me on my head. I was like, "Dude," and there were people around at my back, like these pretty girls at my back, and she was just busy there looking. I was like, "But this man has just disgraced me. Like, what did I do to this woman? Because I don't want to kneel down, you're hitting my head and slapping me. Dude, I'm over 18. Stop that. Dude, Jesus Christ. Get a grip of yourself. Very annoying human beings. Anyway, ugh, God, very annoying. Anyway, moving to number two. They ask you to say closing prayers and oh yeah, back to number one. Number one, it's moms that mostly does that. Moms that mostly embarrass their children in public. Sorry about that. Mom that embarrass us in public more than that do. So our number two is they embarrass us. They ask us to say closing prayers, and when we're done, they pick up the closing prayers themselves. They say it themselves. Like, bitch, you asked me to say a closing prayer. Yes. I mean, I remember you saying Henry or Henrietta or Brian, say closing prayer. And then the next thing I know is you're telling, after I finish praying the whole prayer, you know, it's not easy to come up with prayer sometimes. Sometimes it's not so easy. It's very easy, hard to come up with some prayers. After I've composed a very nice prayer and finish, we now come and start with in Jesus' name. Father, you've heard my son's prayer, you've heard my daughter's prayer, you've heard them, you've heard us pray. You say I should pick again. What is it now? What is it? Like, Kilote, why? After forcing me or making me say closing prayer, you now come and pick up the closing prayer yourself and I start saying it. After I finish saying it, I say it. Like, who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Where is it done? Annoying, and the annoying thing is that when you now finish and you now, so after you finish and they now finish praying, they now come and tell you that the prayer you did wasn't that okay, wasn't that nice. Next time, learn how to pray better. After I've composed a whole prayer from my head and everything, I finished praying, now come and tell me that the prayer I prayed wasn't good, it wasn't enough, it was bad. Are you correct? Like, is something worrying you upstairs? Do you need me to call a doctor and check you? Because I think maybe that's what you need. Ha! Anyway, moms win this round. Like, moms are the ones that does it the most. Dads, they just pray their prayer. After the prayer, just sometimes if there's another ones that even do around that prayer time too. Though in the morning, everybody's tired. Now call it one morning devotions and stuff like that. So when you come out, they will now ask the children bring up a hymn or a song, an opening song. You know, children, you know us. We don't always have songs in our mind. So every song, every children start with this "Good Morning Jesus." That song, it's how will I even put it now? It's a regular something. Any song when they say pray morning, sing morning, it's "Good Morning Jesus," and that's what everybody starts with. The next thing is moms will now pick up their own. You have not finished the "Good Morning Jesus," so moms will pick up their own. Especially Igbo moms. My mom, she will sing one kind of Igbo song that you have never heard before in your life. Like you've never heard it before. She will start singing it. I don't know if other tribes does it, or maybe Yoruba also do it. Maybe Yoruba does this or this, but I know an Igbo mom. You pick up an Igbo song and start singing it. Like it's something you've never heard before. You'll be looking at you. Haven't you heard this song before? Don't you? You'll be like, bitch, I've never heard this song before. Where did it even come out from? Who sang this song? After then, okay, then I say, okay, let me sing this song. I'll sing the song 3 times or 2 times. Then you follow me. You'll sing the song 2 times, 3 times. And I ask you to sing, repeat what they've said, repeat the song itself. Where? How? Why? Can't you just follow the flow with the song I just finished putting up? Can't you sing an English song that everybody knows? Why must you come and start singing songs that ancient of these songs I've never ever songs that I didn't even know ever existed before in this life? And pick it up and start singing it. Why? Why? Anyway, moving on to number 3. They ask you a question, and when you answer it, they call it disrespectful. They will call it disrespect. You're the one that asked me a question. I should answer it. When I answer it, you now call me disrespectful. How? How am I disrespectful? You say I should answer a question. I answered it and you're telling me disrespectful. How am I disrespectful? How? Explain how. How? How am I disrespectful? Please enlighten me how am I disrespectful. How I became disrespectful by answering your question that you asked me. Moms are good at that. No, moms are damn. Both of them are good at that. Both of them are good at that. Both of them. They win this round, both of them. Like, okay, when I was how will I put it now? When I was little, I think 18, little, 14, 15. My mom called me. Me and my siblings, we went out on the street. We didn't tell anybody, so we went on the street. We came back, it wasn't long, we just started. It was light, and parents were in the parlor watching things. They now called us and we were like, where will you go to? We were like, he went through this, says, shut up, where did you go to? Where did you go to? How, where did you live in this house? You're going out here and there, going to this place, going to that place. You're not telling anybody you're going to. I said, where are you going? Where did you go to? You now get annoyed. Now I'm like, I went through this. Now what do you want us to do? We're telling you. They'll pick offense. They're disrespectful. They are being disrespectful. That this and that. Why? How did I become disrespectful by asking your question? Or sometimes they'll say something annoying, they'll ask you one kind of annoying question. You answer them back, you'll be like, yeah, disrespectful. How the fuck am I disrespectful? Where the fuck did disrespectfulness come from? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Where is disrespectful? Please, hold your disrespectfulness thinking there. Because I don't know how I became disrespectful. I asked question, you asked me to answer you. You're saying disrespectful. Disrespectful kill you there. Anyway, moving on to number 4. They send us on endless errand. They send us an endless errand in search for something that you may or may not find. Moms. Yeah, moms. I don't know about if it's dads, but moms mean distraction for me. Let me elaborate very well. Okay, so my mom, she's used to this thing. She doesn't know where she keeps any of her things, like especially her phone. When she comes back from work, she just drop her handbag, her phone, her shoes anywhere. So when she's not in need of it, that's when she remember. She now call us. Put JJ and my own room. Maybe doing something. She will call us to come and look for her phone. Phone that we don't know where she kept to. She said, check inside my room. You go and check inside her room. Check in her drawers. Check in her car. Check everywhere. You will not see that phone. Lie here. You will not see that phone. You will even check the kitchen. You will not see that phone. Until you call it before you can find her phone. You just sent me on an endless errand. Like, dude. Another game, there's this game this playing in secondary school. They did it to me once. It was very sad. So someone had to come and tell me. So the game is Johnny just is he Johnny something about Johnny. Johnny never end. Johnny never end, yeah. So a senior will call you and tell you to meet this senior, ask for this book. You can't meet this senior, ask for the book. The senior will tell you that it's done with it, he has given it to this person. You can't get to ask that person, you can't ask that person. That person stay here like that, that's it until seniors get tired, until they get tired of playing messy with you and call you and tell you that everything was just a lie. Or somebody just comes and bail you out and tell you, guy, this senior thing, there's nothing like this book, it's just Johnny never returned. They're doing to you. Then you decide to stop on your own. That's the end. Nobody does continuous going around the whole school looking for something that was never there. That's even moms do. That's the endless journey walk that moms send us to. Like, my mom is so used to this thing, it's so annoying. Especially with her phone. That she will never know where she dropped her phone. She will now call you to come and look. Endless journey. You will check her room, check the toilet. But you just need to go to the toilet. You check the kitchen, you will go everywhere. You will not, in fact, you go to my dad's room, you will not find his phone. You have to call her phone before you can find it. Or sometimes, maybe if you are lucky, you find it somewhere that you know is best. Maybe in her car, you find it under her chair. Inside the chair, in her room, you find it under her bed. Or you find it inside the toilet, that washing hand and basin stuff. Inside the toilet. Or in the kitchen, you'll find it. Sometimes you even find it close to the fridge. You wonder how did you get there? How? The worst part is when she sends us to go and look for her clothes. Like, my mom has so many boxes of clothes. Like, so many boxes of clothes. You don't even know where. Where? Like, she has closets. Like, up to 2. Yeah, closets. And then she has like 15 boxes packed with different clothes. So when she sends us to go for this clothes, you're wondering how? Where will I find this clothes from? You're sending me to look for clothes that I don't even know where I can be able to find from. Like, how? You go and search this box, you search like 5, 6 boxes, you don't find that clothes. When you're getting tired, you want to give up. You now accidentally see a pick of that clothes. You now bring it out. Of course, it's not complete though. If it's shirt and skirt you're looking for, you find only the shirt first. You have to go another round again before you find the skirt. You have to go another round again before you find the scarf. If it's gown, you find the gown. You have to go another round to find the scarf of that gown. I'm just tired. It's just so annoying. Then number 5. They call you from your room to come and for an errand, to give you an errand that on a normal they have done by themselves. In fact, that is just so, how will I put it? That is just so, is it irresponsible, or meaningless? Okay, let me explain shit very. Let me explain shit very. Like they'll call you from where you are, maybe you're in your room chilling or relaxing. They'll call you from your room to come and do something that on a normal day they would have done by themselves. Like they would have done it by them. In fact, that thing is just by their side. Okay, my dad is so used to this thing. Like that's when this fun for me. Like my dad is so used to this thing. Like I was in my room one time chilling. In fact, not chilling. I was about to sleep. I was dozing off already. There was fan, AC, everything was on. There was light. I was in the room. I was just about to off, like just go to sleep. My dad called me from my room. Not that he called me. No, he shouted my name off from the room. He called me on my cell phone. I saw him call, like, because sometimes you don't answer your parents when they call. You know, if they call, is to come and meet them. So I left the call and I went up to text to meet him. He answered the call, but I should come upstairs. I came upstairs. I should come to his room. I came to his room. He was in the parlor, his TV was on. He was pressing phone. Do you know what this man told me? I thought he was going to tell me or something like, go and buy something for me, you can't do this for me, you can't do that. Do you know what he told me? Do you know what this man told me? I should put off his TV for him. I should put off his TV for him. His TV is just right there. Like, if he stretches his hand, he can put off that TV. He doesn't need to get up. You just stretch your hand. You just need to. You can put off that TV. You don't need to get up. You don't even need to shift. Just. And that is what he called me all the way from my room about to do stuff. I should come and put it off for him. I should come and put off his TV for him. Remember that vexed me again. I wanted to scream at this man. Daddy, are you not just close to this TV? Like, you can just stretch your hand and put it off. That's what you woke me up from my sleep to come and put off for you. He waked me. Like, I couldn't sleep again after I went downstairs. Like, I was just thinking, it's not. It is so annoying. Making the one that off me was that he now called me one time like that. I should come out of the fan for him. Like, he was not watching ball. He called me and I should put off his fan for him. And his fan just if he stretches, he's okay, he has to shift small. Like, just small. And then he can put up. But it's not like something he can stand up. Just adjust small. Put up that TV. And that's what he called me all the way from my room. Playing game. That should come and put up the TV for him. And so you come and put up the FIFA for him. And get his remote. That was just by the TV stand. By the TV stand. Just. Jesus Christ. Like sometimes when parents do these things, I don't know, sometimes I feel like they just do these things on purpose, because I cannot believe that you can call somebody all the way from their room to put off a TV that you can stretch to put off, or a fan that you can stretch, or a remote that you can just swing your hand, you will get it. Sometimes they do these things purpose just to piss us off. These things purpose just to piss off. But something that they just don't do like that. Seriously, I feel like they just do this in purpose. Like my parents have this kind of this thing. They just do this purposely. Seriously, I feel like that's it. Anyway, moving on to number 6. They believe every WhatsApp BC they receive. Like it's how will I put it now? They believe every WhatsApp they send to their phone. My mom is so good at that. She believes every fucking WhatsApp they send to her phone. And the worst part is if you don't believe them, they will start quarreling with you. That they will send it to your phone or they will call you and read it to you. If you don't believe them, say, Mommy, these things are lies. All these things are lies. They will start to pick up offense and start quarreling with you. Like you've picked up offense, they will start quarreling with you. How, Mommy, this thing is just something someone will just be going around and be posting just for people to see. And you just believe 1 minute. How? Like I remember that time in 2014, what said. Someone sent that Ebola period. That Ebola period. He sent everybody should use salt and bath. I remember he killed somebody safe. But my mom will hear one. She will not hear that one. She will not hear that one. Lie. It's gonna lie. She will not hear that one. But as soon as they send that message, we are very powerful. My mom will say, we should come and bath again. That we should bath with salt. And they say salt is going to cure this. Salt is going to prevent Ebola from getting Ebola virus. How? Someone was just playing with their friend and they sent it to their friend, best friend, and sent it to their own. No, my mom picked it up and started telling us. That they bath with salt. When we stand, thank God, she has 10 small. She just pinched salt, she was dropping in her water. Every water, she just pinched salt and drop inside. She not pack the whole salt and pour inside. Because on the normal day, I'm pretty sure she would pack like the whole like 3 spoons of salt, pour inside. She just did a pinch and just pour inside. Because I was grateful for and everything is still on, like every single fucking thing is still on WAP. They couldn't believe, and it's so annoying. It's really annoying. Like sometimes I just want to just strangle them. Like parents are sorry. Like moms are freaking annoying. Like, dude, moms are the worst. Like my mom is one that believes every WhatsApp message she sees online. Like every fucking WhatsApp message she sees online. She believes it. How? Mom, can you just fucking shut up and stop trying to be better than everybody else? Huh? Stop believing every fucking thing you see online. Because most of them are not something you can just believe. you're an annoying freak. Anyway, moving on to number 7. They criticize us for every outfit we wear. You cannot wear an outfit in my mom's house and go free. She'll criticize her outfit. Like, she'll just come to you and criticize it. Nothing new. Like my sister, in the house, you know, normally in the house, everywhere is hot. And sometimes in the house, you're not going anywhere, just in the house. My mom will come out. The first thing she does when she comes out is she like if you're wearing something like maybe on a hot day like this, you're wearing bomb shorts, singlet, because that's my sister. She'll come out and what are you wearing? Don't you know that you're exposing your legs, you're exposing your body for men to see? I'm like, wait though. We're inside the house, it's not like she's going anywhere. It's not like she's going to come visit anybody. She's not going anywhere. In fact, my sister hardly even leaves the house, so I don't understand what you're saying. Which one again is moms? Criticize like any clothes she wants to wear to church. She criticizes it. Everything you want to do, every clothes, there's no amount of clothes you can ever wear that do not criticize moms. Ha! God forbid. Like it has gotten to an extent that you don't even care again. Just wear anything and step out of the house. You pass up, you don't care. Like come and complain. You complain till you die. Nonsense. It's not us you come and kill in this house. Like just last week, the last 2 weeks, my mom wore off shoulders to church. Off her gown to see her to church. Then last week, my sister, sorry, this week, my sister now wore off shoulders. Mom was like, I like the gown, I like the clothes, but it's not off shoulders. It's not showing too much of your shoulders. It's and your breast. I did not open too much. It's like, come on, you want this kind of same thing to church just last week, and then I complain about somebody else. I just wore it this week. Kilo day, put it. Don't be like, oh, stop. Just stop. Ha. Just stop. Just stop being like, just stop it. Ha. Let me move on to number 8. They compare us with other children. Is it compare? They compare us to other children. Why will you compare me and somebody else? Like, you don't know this other child. It's because you know me. That's why you're comparing me with another person. Like, some of these children say, phone these things. Some children are worse than us. Do you realize that? Parents complain about their children all the time. And me, it's not always I complain about me. In fact, I'm even a good child compared to some children. But yet, you come and compare me to other children. Why? I wear my glasses and be like, why? Why are you comparing me with other children? What concerns me with other children? Hmm? Hmm? They tell other children are good to their parents too. Like every fucking children they compare, like they don't know any children, they just compare. Like they just like see this person's child, they are all good, they are always good, they are always listening to their parents, they're always in church, they're always doing this. But you are never doing any of these things. Dude, how do you expect me to I don't how you people to my mom does this a lot. Like if she were in church. Okay, yeah, in church she does it a lot. Like there's this thing we call youth stuff in church. So you know my sister, we're not really my family, my siblings, we're not really into all this or that because sometimes someone associates ourselves with some of these children. Because it's as if they're jealous of us or they hate us, you know, like because I don't just know, but sometimes just like as associating some of our church members, our children. So my mom is like, why can't you people join youth? Look at you see your mates are always there. Your mates are always going to your mates are in choir. Your mates are in choir. Your mates are in lay readers. Your mates are doing altar boys. Your mates are in youth. Your mates are cleaning the church. Your your mates. How many of them do you know actually? Do you know if most of them used to actually do this just to get away from some problems in the house or just for formality or something? Not every child is the same. So stop comparing me and another person because that thing hurts. It hurts a lot. Maybe some of us will pretend that it's not hurt, that it doesn't hurt. But it hurts, it fucking hurts. Your parents come to come and compare it and that useless child. No, okay, let me not say useless, sorry. To all the children out there. But your parents come to come and compare it and that child. Be like, yes, what is it? Am I the only child here in this world? Why do you come and be comparing me to other children? Why? Stop comparing me to other children. It's not nice. Stop comparing me. I'm not other children. I'm me. Me is me. Me is me. I is me alone. Look there. Just be freaking somebody. Just annoying somebody else. Freaking annoying. Shit. Comparing me to other children. Comparing me with other. They think even with children are not worse. It's because I've never been with them before. Now I'm comparing with other children. In movie on number 9, they like to introduce us to all their friends that come to the house. And then when they go to them, threatening us and teasing us and lying to us. That's our moms that put that. And at the end of the day, they'll collect our money with it. Give us. Like when the visitor comes to our house, they'll want you to come and greet their visitor and that visitor and be like, look at this child. You remember you were small. Look at it. I'm like, your parents will be looking at you. I'm like, don't you remember this man? Don't you remember this man that used to carry you when bitch, you just said yes to carry him when I was little. You used to buy me sweets when I was little. How do you expect me to remember this thing, man? Did they have photography? Okay, maybe I have photography memory or stuff, but see, there's everything that happened when I was little that I will remember. My memories have gone. I've lost some of those memories. They've gone. Now I'm growing up. I'm bringing up new memories. I remember some of the faces I've seen when I was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Please, don't come here and be saying nonsense. And I'm looking at me like, so you don't remember this person? I'm like, hey, stop giving one kind of touchy face like that. The first one that is offering really is annoying me. When that pistol is now going, and then I bring that money, maybe like 2K, 3K, and give your hand that now pick. Parents now pick and be like, this my child doesn't know what is money. Give me my glasses very well. I don't know what is money. Are you hearing yourself? I don't know what is money. Like, I don't know what is money. So I don't, how will I know what is money? Like, are you hearing yourself? How will I know what money is again in this life? What do you do? You can't be saying he doesn't know what to use money for. You don't give them money. In fact, if you have good essence of collecting money from him, I will hold it for him. When he's ready, I will give it to him. How will I know what is money? Why do you collect the money that somebody gave me? That I worked for, being a honest good child. Somebody now honestly gave me that money as payment for being a good child, being tall and handsome and fine and everything. Now come and collect the money from my hand. You are mad. And I'm telling you, I don't know money. You are mad. You don't know money. Me money don't flush your head, you idiot. Nonsense parents. Let me say I don't know what is this money. I don't know what is money. Doesn't know what is money. It's annoying. See, it's very, very annoying. Sometimes I just want to just kind of slap somebody, use cane and fuck parents. In the annoying parts now, when I'm in number 10, the annoying one is when they send you on errand, and then they send you on that errand, or that errand they send you to. Let me expatiate. Let me good at that. My mom. Like, she'll send you to wash plates. You have not started washing plates. Maybe she'll call you from everywhere doing something. She'll say, yeah, come and wash this plate. Now, look at this plate. Look at this kitchen. It's messy, everything. You come out and wash your plate. You want to start by washing your plate. She'll send you that she can get pots from the drawer and put wash meat and pot onions, put it in fire. You be like, you grumbling, be like, mommy, just send me to wash. You say, yeah, I said washing your plate, and you can put the meat on fire. You just grumble, go and put the meat on fire. They should call you again. Yes, yeah, just washing the meat, they should call you again. Go and wash that vegetable that I caught. I want to make stew. I want to make soup. Bitch, you said me to wash plate. Bitch, you said me to put meat on fire. I've not even started any of those ones. I tell me to go and wash plate. Hey, mom, you sent me to. Yeah, you be like, mom, you sent me to go and wash. You tell me to wash meat and wash plate. Hey, go and wash that one. Just so after you, hey, when you're through that one, you can wash that one. You can, dude. Seriously. You guys should parents make up your mind. Make up your mind of things you want for your children to actually achieve. What you want your children to actually, because it's getting out of hand. It's really getting annoying. How you be sending me on errand on triple errands top of one? I should wash plates. I should go and boil meat. I should go and wash vegetable. What next? I should go and wash your car now. No, I should come and clean your room. Nonsense. Always just annoying, you know. Ah, God. Anyway, my last one, number 11. I like to exaggerate a lot. My dad is even out. My dad likes to exaggerate a lot. Like he can exaggerate. So what exaggeration I've ever seen in this life? Like that man. Every little thing you see, exaggerate. Like okay, maybe someone scratched the car. Just one tiny scratch, one small scratch, you exaggerate. It turns one big thing. Be like, look at the scratch you put on this car. Look at this scratch. Also, this scratch is going to cost a lot of money. It's just one tiny dot of scratch. It's not something. Or there was one time, mango fell from the tree and fell on top of his car's windscreen screen. Because there's a mango tree close to where he parks his car. I don't know why it's deeper. Anyway, they've cut it down. So, but the mango fell and cracked the windscreen. You know, it's like it's just tiny, just okay, just a little pinch of scratch, not like crack the whole, just like a dot or something. My dad came out to saw it, started shouting, "Look at what this mango has done to my," and it was our neighbors that owned the mango. Look at what this mango has done. We exaggerated cars, ruined glasses. I cannot cars can't go anywhere because people be saying I'm careless and like, just this small dot, though. It's not like he cracked the whole thing, just small dot, tiny pinch of dot. They always say complain like they've cracked, like they pulled out the whole. Imagine if they now pulled out the whole screen, what we now do? But you just kill somebody. Then there was this one time I was sitting with my friends in this corona period. That time it was not lockdown yet. But they said lockdown, but new children were still going on and messing around. So my friends came to visit me. And that's what I started the gate. Now I was outside the gate. But it's not like we should have changed anything. Like they all specific things. We now just listen and talk. My dad like he was wanting. So people are not also observing this social distancing they're talking about. Children of nowadays, people don't have respect. You don't need to understand when they say something is to kill people. Like, don't tell my friends. It's not like you have coronavirus or anything. We just keep them mind. After everything happened, saying, I felt embarrassed. So, and I just go tell my friends to leave. My friends were like, this is not going to end here. When you get home, you see it more. I knew I was going to eat, but I didn't expect it to see like that. When I got home, they were really shouting. They were like, if I come here. So if you don't understand me here talking about social distancing, about this, about that, I'm like, we are not close to each other. We are separate. We sat separate from each other. There was spaces between us. Like, shut up, I went outside, so you were rubbing shoulders. If we're shaking hands. When did you see you shaking hands, this man? I said, my mom was like, so you see, they will kill us. Why will kill this? I will do that. They went to the extent of telling me I should wash my hand, and I should get and wash the hand of the door and the hand of the gate for touching it. See me see trouble. I should wash my hand. I should get soap and water and wash the hand of the gate, the padlock, the door, everything I know I touch after I finish going out to my friends. Like, see me see trouble, see me see wonder. What is this? What kind of family was I born into? What kind of family, what kind of parents do we have in this life? Like, what do you do to you people in this life? What? Can't you just actually just be connected or be better than other people in this life? Parents, there are many things I would see, but as I do the time and stuff, I don't. There are a lot that parents do us that really, really annoying. There are a lot of things. Like the my mom sent me to driving school. I've been driving. She now she doesn't want me to be driving. It was only once I ever drove there. Only once. And ever since she said I shouldn't drive it. I should like my driving since I'm always driving fast. This thing. Parents always complain like that. People are driving, but when they're you'll be driving faster than me. You'll be driving faster than the speed of light. My mom is the first person that how. Because you just want to overtake the car. They should just be. They should not be pressing phone on top of his driving car. You'll be like, if I was when you're sitting there, you'll feel so agitated. You feel so like, hi, this man will kill you one day. When you are driving, then you will not complain. Because when you are driving, you are speeding and doing. Stop overtaking cars. Who you complain about every single fucking thing you do? There's no thing you can ever do that can ever satisfy your parents. You're great. If you like get A, if you like get B, you say it's not good. They can't pretend they're doing their time. They did this. They came with good results. I remember my dad told me one time that during his own time in university, it was their credit rating, or their this most tough credit unit. Not that is 4-3 credit unit. Do you know they break it down for the standards of students and things? This one not your genuine. One is in 1957 or 19 what is it you were born? This is 21st century. This is 2020. Stop complaining. If you're complaining, then be the time machine and go back to the past. I can't continue with your life in the past. Every day, go down and complain about everything single thing you do. You cannot bring friends over. If you bring friends over, they will complain. Like the amount of. There was one time, my dad, my friend over, they only had 3 or 4. My dad came back, saw them. You know everything on the night that I was complaining to my mom that this thing that the people they brought the people brought it at the house with like 50 people they brought at the house. Kilote! What is it? It's anyway, that's what we face. I kind of like just want to beg you guys, like our generation, upcoming generations, that's us, we the next coming children, the next coming parents, please let's not be like our present parents. Please, I beg you people. Let's do more. Let's just be better. I know there will be hard times. We want to shout and we do the same thing. I don't know, because we may even end up being our parents. I don't know. We may even end up being worse than our parents. Because in the future is going to be big. Like, things that are coming up in the future is not going to be something that's small. Like, it's going to be big. There will be things that we try. There will be technology that will take over. So let's just maneuver everything. Let's bring it up all in. Let's just be better than our parents. Please, I beg you guys a lot. Let's just be better than our parents. Let's not go in their way. Please, let's just, God, please, I beg you guys, seriously. Anyway guys, that's it for today's video for this week. Please, I want you guys to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know when I post my next videos, and comment and subscribe and share. Please. And also tell me what you think about this video. Please. I promise to do better and more. Thank you. Love you guys so much.